Hello everyone, welcome. It's been a minute since we've gone live, but we're here to deliver some exciting information, advice and guidance during the National Careers Week. My name's Anthony, I'm the Schools Engagement Officer for Leicester College. Today we've got a few of our careers advisors with us that are just going to help you unpick a few things about post-16 education, choices and what's coming next. So stick around and we'll be delving into careers services shortly. During the live stream today, we're going to introduce you to three of the careers advisors. Here's a reminder, though, that the services are free and impartial. They're available to absolutely everybody who wants to come in and ask a question. And that includes anybody who has any HCPs or SEND support. All of our advisors are going to be based at 3 different campuses. So that means you can access any of them at any time. Our outreach centres are also, you can contact them there. You just need to book an appointment independently, and we're going to make sure that you can do that. Easiest way to do so is going to be by using the QR codes that appear on screen. So without further ado, we're going to get cracking in and we're going to meet some of the careers team. So the first member of the careers team that we're going to meet today is Sonia. And she's going to talk to you a little bit about...
Hello, everybody.
Morning, guys. Okay, Sonia, take it away.
Morning. Lovely. Thank you ever so much, Anthony. Welcome to the Careers Advice Live. Thank you so much for joining us. So my name is Sonia. I'm one of the Careers Advisors at Leicester College. I work in the 16 to 18 career service. I am based between Abbey Park campus and St Margaret's campus. So if you ever need to see me, that's where you'll find me.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, Sonia. Next, we're going to meet Kieran.
Hi, everyone. My name's Kieran, and I am a 19 plus careers advisor. I'm typically based at Abbey Park campus and City Skills Centre. So if you need any advice and you're over the age of 19, I can support.
Perfect. Thanks, Kieran. Okay, and last but not least is Fenella.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. So I'm Fenella. I'm a careers advisor at Leicester College, and my background is in SEND, and I am based at all of the campuses. So I can meet your needs for which campus is easiest for you.
Perfect. Thank you, Fenella. Okay, we're going to go back to Sonia now. It's just going to take us through how we can help you best.
Lovely. Thanks, Anthony. So I guess you're wondering how the Leicester College Career Service can help you. Well, these are our priorities as part of the Career Service. Principally, what we do is that we meet with people to understand their future career options, and we help with progression planning as well. So we help map out their career ideas. Another part of our job role includes preparing for job applications and CV writing, so enhancing students' employability. We also provide information on the job market, so labour market information, so that students understand what sectors are currently available in Leicester and the concentration of jobs available. We also go through employability skills. So a big part of our job will be, as I said, going through things like CV writing. Perhaps it's sitting down with students and doing things like mock interviews as well. Another part of our job role involves understanding, talking to students about apprenticeships and the application process as well. We realise it's a hot topic at the minute, so a big part of our job role involves talking to students about the apprenticeships and application process. Another very big part of our role is helping students applying to university. So we help students with understanding. And we also, as another service, offer a comparison of overseas qualifications as well. So as long as you've got your final leaving certificate, then we can confirm the comparison of overseas qualification for you. Okay, so just to make you aware, the government do have some guidelines regarding young people's education, which basically states that, you know, if you're 16, 17, you really should be in full-time education. But that can also mean not just a course at college, it could also mean an apprenticeship as well. So you could also be enrolled on a traineeship, which is a bit like a precursor to an apprenticeship. It just gets people up to speed in terms of their, you know, that giving them work experience and English and maths qualifications as well. However, young people could also spend 20 hours or more part-time work or volunteering whilst in part-time education and training as well.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Sonia. Okay. Fenella's going to talk to us a little bit next. I'm going to bring her back into the chat now.
Hello, everybody. So I'm just going to give you a bit more information on your post-16 options. So that means all of the different routes that you can take after year 11. The main pathways after your GCSEs are academic, which could be A-levels, which are usually 3 subjects and they're mainly exam-based. Vocational routes, these are things like T-levels, diplomas, certificates. They're more practical, focused and hands-on, and involve some industry placements for T-levels. And this is maybe more coursework based. And then we have work-based routes, which are apprenticeships and traineeships, and they can help you build the skills and get paid work. I'm now going to go more into depth into each of these routes. So I'm going to talk to you about apprenticeships firstly. As Sonia mentioned, this is now a really hot topic and we understand how popular they are. There are different levels of apprenticeships. So a level 2 is intermediate. That is the same as GCSE level. We have level 3, which is an advanced apprenticeship. That means the same as A levels or T levels. And then we move on to levels 4, 5s and 6s. These are higher or degree apprenticeships. The key thing to remember with apprenticeships is you get paid, you get experience, and you get a qualification. So if you prefer to learn by doing, this could be the perfect option for you. You will notice there's lots of different sectors for apprenticeships, and that is something that we as a careers team can support you with. So moving on to the academic pathways, which is A-levels. Usually the entry requirements are around 5 GCSEs, sometimes 6, including English and maths. Some A-level courses require you to have this in science as well. The next step after A-levels is usually university, a degree or higher apprenticeship, or directly into employment. We then have T-levels. So this is the equivalent to A-levels. But as I mentioned, this is a bit more hands-on and you do complete a very large industry placement. The entry requirements are quite similar to A-levels, needing around 5 GCSEs, including English and maths, and potentially other subjects depending on the course that you pick. After completing a T-level, you can then this can lead on to university, a degree or higher degree apprenticeship, or directly into employment, very similar to A-levels. Okay, so then we also have other level 3 study. These may be known as BTEC studies or certificates or diplomas. This is, again, very, very similar entry requirements. These courses are largely coursework based. So if you are someone who may struggle with the exam side of things, this may be a really good option for you to look into. Sometimes level 3 certificates may have slightly lower entry requirements, but you do usually still need that pass in maths and English. After this can still lead on to university if you have enough UCAS points, an apprenticeship or employment. These are all the same level as mentioned in the advanced apprenticeship. So usually the entry requirements may be similar, but it may be that you need slightly less GCSEs, but often that pass in the maths and English GCSE is the key here. These can lead on to university. You do get a qualification with an apprenticeship, or your employer may wish to continue your employment and continue your apprenticeship so you can keep studying higher and higher and gain a degree apprenticeship out of this after. Now moving on to level 2 study. So this is the equivalent to GCSEs. You often need English and Maths GCSEs around grade 3 or above for access onto these courses. After this, these could lead on to level 3 study, an apprenticeship or employment. This is often a really good pathway to consider if you're on a borderline for your GCSE grades. Again, so this is then in line with the intermediate apprenticeship, so that is a level 2 apprenticeship. Entry requirements will often be similar. Sometimes the employer requests for you to already have these, but some employers do allow you to study for your maths and English alongside. The key point with this is, regardless of where you're studying, it's really, really important to try and gain those passes at maths and English. This can lead on to a level 3 course, a higher apprenticeship, or directly into paid employment. So traineeships are slightly different. There is often no formal entry requirements, and it's often, it may not last the full school year. So it's for somebody that is really, really wanting to go directly into employment or an apprenticeship, but just would like to build their skills a bit more and to have a bit more understanding of the world of work, whilst possibly building on their maths and English skills. Again, this can open lots of different doors for a higher level of study, apprenticeship, or paid employment. Level 1 courses. So this is classed as slightly below GCSE level, and they're really, really important for people that may slightly miss out on passing those grades. We do understand that this can happen. Your exams don't define you, and there is lots of support available, and there is still options when you finish school if you don't quite get those grades. You often need a grade 2 or above for access within these courses, but this can vary from course to course. And again, once you have built on your understanding of the course, you can build up to a higher level, go into an apprenticeship or into paid work. I'm now going to talk to you a bit about foundation learning. If anyone here is thinking of this route after school, it will be really helpful for you to have a chat with your school, your support network around you, and a careers advisor. Sometimes there is entry requirements, but this isn't always the case. Foundation learning is really focused on building up your life skills, your qualifications, and your confidence ready for that next stage of further education or apprenticeship, whichever route you decide to take. And we also have, there is places around that offer SEND provision. So you may be at a specialist provision now, and this could lead on to here. They sometimes you do need an EHCP to get onto this. That's an education healthcare plan, but this isn't always the case. It can lead on to further education, more qualifications, apprenticeships or pathways. And again, the real focus is on building up your life skills, your confidence, your well-being, ready for that next stage of your life. And finally, we also have available at post 16 is alternative provision. So this may be when somebody may need smaller class sizes or specific support available to help you succeed the best that you can. Sometimes there are entry requirements around grade 1 at GCSE, but this isn't always the case. It may be that you need to meet with the provider that runs alternative provision and have a chat with them to make sure that they can offer you what you're trying to gain from this. Again, this can help to build you up to progress onto further education, apprenticeships, or into paid employment, volunteering, whatever you feel is right for your next step.
Okay, thanks, Fenella. That's really, really useful. There's a lot of information there, everyone. I'm sure for those that are watching that we might have been moving a little bit quickly on some of those slides. So I just want to reassure you, if you want to find out anything more about this, if you have any direct questions, at the end of this session, we're going to be able to take questions direct on the stream. We will try and answer them all straight away. We'll also go through a few of the more common questions that we get. But for anyone else, if you type for time, if you can't stay to the end, please remember, as I mentioned, this QR code above our head here. If you scan that, you are able to book an appointment to speak with our careers team whenever the time is better to suit you. So just bear that in mind. Okay, next we're going to talk to Kieran. So I'm going to bring you onto the stage now.
Thank you so much, Anthony. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can access this careers advice and guidance. Okay, so the main one is your current school that you're at. You will have staff that can help you to decide your next steps. It might be your tutor, or you might have a dedicated careers advisor. You can always come to us as well. We are qualified careers advisors. You could also go to Connections, who are based in Leicester City, and they can talk you through your options, not just within your current school or within your area, but all over. So you can speak to them about your kind of career aspirations, and they can support you with your next steps as well. Leicester College's website is full of fantastic information, not only about courses, but careers as well. So on your course pages, or on the course pages that you look at, there is a handy little widget at the bottom, which talks about different careers that you can go into following completion of your course. There is also the National Careers Service website, which has a lot of useful information. They have job profiles, which have a lot of key labour market information, such as wage, working hours, how to get into roles. They have skills assessments to try and support you in finding what you want to do. And they also offer a find a course function as well. Now, if you want to book a careers appointment with us, as Anthony mentioned, you can scan the QR code just above us, or you can go onto Leicester College's website. You go onto the website, you click contact us, and the book a careers appointment section is there for you. What you will need to do is just fill in your information, including contact details, and we will be getting back in contact with you to book an appointment at a suitable time and date for yourself. Now, there are different types of ways that we can support you. If you're quite busy and you can't attend a face-to-face appointment, we offer email guidance. We offer telephone discussions as well. We offer online Microsoft Teams video or chat, which is quite popular. But we do offer that traditional face-to-face on campus and in classroom settings as well. And these appointments tend to last up to an hour at a time, so we can really get to the nitty-gritty parts of what you need support with and hopefully get you onto your next steps. Now, if you are a Leicester College student, you are most welcome to also drop into our drop-in sessions. And these are based at all three main campuses and our City Skills Centre outreach. So Abbey Park campus has them on Mondays and Tuesdays with work clubs at Abbey Park campus. For 16 to 18s, it will be in the library. For 19 plus, it will be in room 1.29. And this is where you can get a lot of employability support. So things with CVs, job search and interview prep. And on Thursday between 12:30 and 2 p.m. as well. At Freeman's, you can visit us on Mondays, Tuesdays and Thursdays between 12:30 and 2 p.m. At St. Margaret's, you can see us on Tuesdays and Fridays between 12:30 and 2. And City Skills, we are there from 11 to 12 and 1 to 4. However, please bear in mind that City Skills is for 19 plus. So you can also drop in and see us as and when you need throughout those times. Now, this is just a poster to go over the 16 to 18 work club as well. So as I mentioned, you can get support with CV writing, job search, apprenticeship search, cover letters, application forms, and interview techniques within Abbey Park campus's library on Wednesdays from 1 till 4. And this is our information for our 19 plus work club. So as I mentioned before, if you are over the age of 19 and really require some support with finding work, applications, interview techniques, CVs and cover letters, please do visit us on Wednesdays between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock at Abbey Park campus and 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock on Thursdays at City Skills Centre, which is located on Charles Street.
Okay, fabulous. Thanks, Kieran. Okay,
thank you.
I'm going to invite everybody back into the chat now. This is the time that I look forward to the most because we get to take all of your questions. So What we're going to do is we'll go through a few example questions here. If anybody who's on the chat has any questions themselves, this is the time to start asking now. As I mentioned, there's time outside of this, but if you've got any burning questions, please do start sending them in now, and we shall try and answer them as quickly as we can. So first of all, let's have a look at, and I don't mind in which order you guys respond to it. So you may all have your own kind of experiences on this with certain students. So one of the first ones we often get is, what if I don't pass my GCSEs? So if any of you guys want to jump on and give a quick answer for that, I'm sure this is a very commonly asked question and one that a lot of people, it'll be the first one in their mind when they're taking their GCSEs.
Yeah, I mean, I can take that one, Anthony. First of all, don't worry about it. You know, these things happen. It's not the end of the world. Please get in touch with a career service. We can talk to you about your options. Chances are there's a course out there for you. Remember that at Leicester College, we don't just offer advanced level courses. We offer them at foundation level, to entry level, level 1 and level 2. So depending on what your GCSE grades are, you might be able to retake GCSEs alongside your full-time vocational subject, or at least study functional skills, English and Maths qualifications, which are GCSE equivalent qualifications. So please, as I said, don't hesitate to get in touch, and don't worry about it either.
Just to add on to that as well, for anyone that is 19 plus, we do offer a GCSE adult pathway. So if at any point you are considering undertaking or retaking your GCSEs, if you didn't manage to pass, or if you haven't done them at all, there are those options for you as well.
Fabulous. Thanks, guys. Okay, so this is one, I think it's much more specific to those that are looking to come to Leicester College than maybe any other colleges, but a lot of people want to know, we get this one quite frequently when I go to schools, can I study more than one subject at Leicester College?
I can take this one. So typically courses at Leicester College are focused on one sole subject, as compared to other providers that do A-levels where you study different ones. But for Leicester College, we are a vocational college that you focus on one main subject. There will be different units throughout your study. But, you know, for example, it may be that you are studying engineering operations. That will be your main study with lots of different topics within that, and possibly maths and English alongside. For 16 to 18-year-olds, there is also a GCSE Sciences programme. That is where you would still study for multiple different subjects to try and have a go at your GCSEs again.
Perfect, thank you. So next question, can I still go to university or college if I don't pass my GCSEs? Interesting question there. I'm sure there's a couple of points of view on that. Does anybody want to tackle that one?
I can give it a go, Anthony. So first of all, I think I've answered, yes, you can still come to college if you don't pass your GCSEs, because we've got more than one level of course available. So we frequently deal with young people who have no GCSEs or may have quite low grades, and in which case we might be talking to them about an entry level course. With universities where they're concerned, we would always recommend that students have a conversation with the universities and always check their entry requirements. In some cases, it might be possible to retake a GCSE alongside a degree, but it really, really does depend on that university, because they will make the decision about who gets offered a place on their course. From our point of view, obviously, it's always a really, really good idea to retake your GCSEs whenever you get the opportunity, if you need to.
Thank you, Sonia. Kieran, is there anything to add from a HTQ point of view for those that maybe didn't get the GCSEs but have experience of working in certain specialist sectors?
Yeah, definitely. It's always worth having a chat with a training provider. Depending on your previous experience, if you do have quite a lot of industry experience, that might mean that you can go onto the course without meeting those entry requirements because you've done the job, you know what you're doing. But that, again, mirroring what Sonia said, you will just have to have a conversation with those training providers, or have a look on the website, have a look at the entry requirements. There should be something that stipulates that there. But failing that, come have a chat with us.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so how do I find work experience at college? I know a lot of schools, a lot of students, post-16 students, and those that are looking to apply this year would have had different experiences with work experience. When you come up to college, there are still options available for you there, normally embedded with course programs. But is there anybody who wants to talk a little bit more in depth about work experience, how it's found, how it's provided, and the opportunities available? Well, okay, with regards to T levels, in perhaps this would make it quite specific. I know we've already talked a lot about how T levels have specialist pathways and give opportunities. We can maybe just talk a little bit about some of those opportunities and work experience placements for those that are studying some vocational courses, perhaps.
Yeah, so again, I can try and tackle this one, Anthony. With a lot of our vocational courses, work experience is built in, as Anthony has just pointed out. So particularly with T levels, 80% of that qualification is in the classroom, but 20% of it is in work experience. So you're getting that work experience with an employer, which is really important, to enhance your CV and your overall employability. And with a lot of other qualifications, work experience is built in. We always recommend, if you are looking for work experience, come and see the career service. We can try and point you in the right direction. We can't guarantee that you can find it, but we can at least try and help. Don't forget, work experience is not always just physical work experience. It can also be virtual work experience, which can be just as valuable. It's a really good idea. If you haven't already, please keep your careers teams channel notifications switched on, because we will occasionally get work experience opportunities, job opportunities sent to us by employers, and they will be advertised on the careers teams channel. So you can apply as and when they come up.
Perfect. Thank you, Sonia. Okay, so probably the first question on many students' minds when thinking about doing a course with us is, how do I apply?
I can try and tackle this one. So there's two main ways that you can apply. A lot of those who are under 16 will go through the PS16 system with your schools. You can go through that. However, you can also apply through Leicester College's website directly. What you will do is you'll use Leicester College's website to look for the course you're interested in, and there's loads of handy headings that have specific courses or specific sectors in mind. Have a look through. Make sure you read the entry requirements as well. Make sure you try to meet those, and then you can put an application in by clicking the apply button on the right hand side. If you are going through Leicester College's website specifically, you will have to create what's called a Learner Hub account, and that's just your personal information, so name, date of birth, address, qualifications, etc. That then goes through to our admissions team, and then the ball gets rolling from there.
Perfect. Thank you, Kieran. It's just worth mentioning to any parents on the stream that want to know a little bit more about how to support their child while they're going through their applications. We mentioned at the start there, PS16. That is a platform used by most city and some county schools in Leicester, and that is directly supported by the careers advisors at your son or daughter's school. So that will happen during the day. They'll help them to get set up, get moving on. But whether you use PS16 or the Leicester College direct application method, it's always worth just checking in on those emails, keeping a regular update on them, as we will be contacting every applicant throughout every stage of that process. So just worth bearing in mind there. Now, this one, how can I still apply for a course? Many of you will know that there is a deadline put in place for applications, which is normally at the end of January. That's just so that we can go about sorting all of those applications and start allocating interviews and stuff like that. So there are still options for those of you that maybe missed that deadline or have had a change of heart and wanted to choose Leicester College over one of the other providers or sixth form colleges in the area. Is there any of you guys, Sonia, Fenella, Kieran, would like to just sort of help everybody out with how they can apply now that PS16 deadline is closed, and just explain that a deadline is not a final deadline? We can still take people on board if they want to get in touch.
Yeah, I mean, I meet with students, young people every day who still want to apply for a course, even though we do have the application deadline, which was the 31st of January. Please don't think that you can't still apply. If you have missed out at school via PS16, as Anthony pointed out, and Kieran, you can apply on the Leicester College website. You'll be required to create an account with the Learner Hub and just get your application in as quickly as possible. You can also speak to a careers advisor if you need advice about which course might be best suited to you and in line with your future career goals as well. So yes, you can still apply for a course.
That's perfect. Thank you. Okay. Well, I think as we've not got any questions in the chat at this point, I think we're going to have to come to a close. So thank you everybody for everybody who's attended. I've been seeing people popping in and out there. Hopefully you've all found some very useful information. Again, whether you're viewing this live or whether viewing the recording afterwards, this QR code is pointing here is still going to work. But all of the information, all of the topics that we've spoke about today, the information is available on our website. That's leicestercollege.ac.uk. And again, anything that you're unsure about, you want to find more information about, contact our careers team. They're a fantastic resource. Speak to the careers advisors in your own school, because it's an important decision moving what courses you're going to do, moving up into post-16 education. So it's important to take as much advice you can to make sure the decision you're making is one that's going to be right for you and something that you're going to enjoy, most importantly, until you're 18 and making a decision to go into higher education, university or work employment. Hopefully you've all found this something useful today. I just want to thank our careers team again for joining us. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the year. Good luck with your exams, and we hope to speak to you all again soon. Take care.